In the heart of Rome, 82 BC, a shadow falls over the Republic. Lucius Cornelius Sulla, a victorious general, has just crushed his enemies in a bloody civil war. But victory isn't enough. Sulla, now dictator, unleashes a campaign of terror unlike anything Rome has seen.
By Jupiter, this cannot be! My own brother's name. Sulla has gone too far.
Lists of names appear in the forum, death sentences for his enemies. This is the story of Sulla's proscriptions, a brutal purge driven by vengeance, where state power became a weapon to slaughter opponents and settle old scores. Lucius Cornelius Sulla, a patrician general, clawed his way to power through ambition and bloodshed. By 82 BC, Rome's republic was fracturing, torn by civil war between Sulla's aristocratic faction and the populist supporters of Gaius Marius. Years earlier, Marius and his allies had humiliated Sulla, stripping him of a prestigious military command and declaring him an outlaw. Sulla never forgot. In 83 BC, he returned from victories in the east, his legions loyal and battle-hardened. At the Battle of the Colline Gate, he crushed the Marians, leaving thousands dead outside Rome's walls. The Senate, cowed by his army, named him Dictator, not for a brief term, but with absolute power to reshape the state. For Sulla, this was more than a title. It was a chance to exact revenge on those who'd crossed him. In late 82 BC, Sulla's vengeance took form. Lists appeared in the Roman Forum, names of his enemies, declared outlaws by the stroke of a stylus. These were the proscriptions, a death warrant for anyone listed. No trial, no appeal. The first day named 80 men, the next 220, then another 220. The lists grew, unpredictable and relentless. Anyone could kill a proscribed man with impunity. Bring their severed head to Sulla's men, and you'd earn 2 talents of silver, enough to live like a king for years. Slaves who betrayed their masters were freed, turning households into traps of mistrust. The philosopher Quintus Mucius Scaevola, Rome's revered Pontifex Maximus, was cut down in a temple. Consul-elect Publius Antistius, his head was sold by his own doorkeeper. The brutality was staggering. Around 520 nobles, senators, knights, and their families were named, though thousands more likely died in the chaos. Bodies piled in the Tiber, denied burial. Families couldn't mourn without risking death themselves. And the property of the proscribed? Confiscated, auctioned off to Sulla's loyalists at bargain prices. This wasn't just murder. It was a machine of terror, designed to erase opposition and enrich his allies. Sulla didn't just kill, he weaponized the state itself.
No friend ever served me, and no enemy ever wronged me, whom I have not repaid in full.
The proscriptions were no random purge. They were a calculated act of vengeance. Years of slights from Marius and his populist allies had burned in Sulla's memory. The Marians had once outlawed him, seizing his property and driving him into exile. Now, as dictator, Sulla turned the tables with chilling precision. The Senate, under his thumb, compiled the lists. Informers, often Sulla's freedmen, mockingly called Lucius Cornelii, hunted victims by night, profiting from betrayal. The proscriptions targeted not just active enemies, but anyone who might oppose Sulla's vision of an aristocratic republic. Wealthy equities, minor Marian sympathizers, even those with personal grudges against Sulla's men. All were fair game. This was revenge dressed as law. A dictator's vendetta, backed by the state's full might. By 81 BC, the proscriptions slowed. Sulla, his enemies crushed and treasury filled, stepped down as dictator in 80 BC. In a bold act, he dismissed his guards and walked unguarded through Rome, daring anyone to challenge him. He retired to write his memoirs, dying in 78 BC. But the scars of his vengeance lingered. The proscriptions set a grim precedent. Decades later, the second triumvirate, Antony, Octavian, and Lepidus, would mimic Sulla's lists, killing thousands more. The Republic, weakened by Sulla's brutal example, slid toward empire. His laws aimed to strengthen the Senate, but the terror of his methods sowed distrust and division, paving the way for men like Julius Caesar to seize power. Sulla's proscriptions were more than a purge. They were a turning point. A moment when one man's vengeance, cloaked in the authority of the state, tore through Rome's soul. The Republic survived, but it was never the same. What do you think? Can a state recover from such calculated cruelty? Drop your thoughts below and subscribe for more portals into history's darkest chapters.
Thanks for watching our channel. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe.